welcome to a special commentary podcast. I am Captain Logan.
Do-over! I'm Eric.
Do-over?
You're doing it again. You're doing this movie again. Do-over.
Oh, I didn't know what you meant. I thought you were like, no, we got to start the recording over.
Oh, no, sorry.
It's like, why? Well, what? No one knows, of course, because we just started recording. We've only been recording for 20
They read
seconds.
the video title when they clicked on it.
No, but what I was going to say is what nobody knows is that I just had to start this recording over 3 times because you wouldn't stop talking about things that weren't about this.
You had to restart
And then you're
3 times? I thought you only had to restart once. I'm sorry.
No, because I kept hitting it, and then you were still talking. And then you're like, do-over. Anyway, hi, everybody. I am Captain Logan. This is Eric.
I'm Eric.
Today, we are going to do something that we've never done before, which is a commentary on a movie that I have already recorded a commentary on. Now, Eric has not recorded a commentary on this movie. I don't think ever. Have you?
Nope, I've done Returns. I've never done this one.
Okay, cool. And today we're going to do something, an unusual sort of experiment. This is something that I have been thinking, kicking around doing for a long time, and it's going to be really silly, and I don't even know how well it's going to work, but I thought it might be hilarious. I have seen this film, Batman 1989, more times than I've seen any other film ever. I've probably seen this movie at least 100 times. And I have it, I think, mostly memorized. And today, I'm going to take a test that I've not studied for. Today, I am going to try to perform as much of this script while watching the film as humanly possible. So this is going to be a Batman 89 quote-along. Feel free to quote along with me. And basically the idea is that I'm going to be that irritating guy who won't stop talking during the movie.
But you're not going to be the irritating guy that jumps in with interesting tidbits that you got from just listening to the commentary. You're just going to say the movie.
I'm just gonna perform the movie, kind of. I just on my own. Now, Eric is here for moral support.
I'll throw in some anecdotes here and there. I might say a line.
And he might say some lines. So this is. I just want everybody to know what this is. This is not going to be a normal commentary. I'm not going to be discussing the film. I mean, there might be some places where in between things where there's not a lot of dialogue, I might say 1 or 2 things. But I have already done that with this movie. And today I'm going to kind of sit back and have fun and try to see how much of this I have memorized. Eric, thank you for performing this bizarre experiment with me.
No problem.
Or for allowing me to perform it and be here for moral support. If you've never listened to a commentary podcast with us before,
this is not the place to start.
Another one first, and then come back. And what we do is we make a commentary track that goes along with the film. I really would not suggest listening to this one without watching the movie with us.
Or would it be better because it's like watching the movie it's like a movie in your mind.
In your mind,
as Graphic Audio says.
So rig up your DVD, your Blu-ray, however you want to watch it, to timestamp 0. You want to get past all the menus and everything, and get it timestamp 0. Get ready to press play whenever I say now. I also want to mention that I'm not going to be cheating by looking at subtitles.
Oh, that's a good note.
You'll have to take my word for it, but I'm not gonna actually be looking at subtitles because that would be cheating. So I'm gonna see just how well I can do. Saying and even every line, like as many lines as I can do, even the like kind of mundane throwaway stuff. I'm gonna try to do all of it.
Are you gonna opera sing along with the opening?
I wasn't planning on it. I was gonna use that for kind of breather space, kind of get into it, kind of get built up and get ready for get my game face on, if you will.
That's where I'll throw all my amusing anecdotes.
That's probably where I'll give the only anecdotes that I'll have time to give. All right, so we're doing this. So here we go. Everybody, please press play right now.
I hope my TV's not too loud. I should have checked that before we started recording.
Eric, you're not at timestamp 0, man.
Am I not? I was.
It shouldn't open with the Warner's logo like that.
I see what you're saying now.
Mine doesn't.
There are 2 timestamp 0s.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Yeah.
Oh, no, that's totally cool. As soon as you get there, let me know.
Okay. Oh, you want to just completely redo it?
No. You're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
You're fine. I'll cut that part out. No problem.
But do you want me to rewind back and start over?
Oh yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's what I meant by redo it.
No, I'm sorry. Yes, you're gonna have to do that.
Okay, I figured, but I was like, okay, I'll just lag behind you, and you could say all the lines before I get to them. I'll be even more impressed.
No,
Now
that's
I'm at
okay.
the correct timestamp 0.
All right, here we go. Everybody, please press play right now.
Maybe my TV is too loud, since you can hear it.
I can. Well, when we did the commentaries last week for VR Troopers, I could hear your audio.
Oh, well, see, I don't have a TV remote, so I can't lower it. That's why I said I should have checked it
Oh,
before.
okay, so I gotta get my game face on here because it's about to happen. I guess I could read all the
You want to get
credits.
nuts? Let's get
Game
nuts.
facing. Yeah, we can just practice. Why don't you broadcast it?
Well, actually, one of the few anecdotes I have about this movie is I saw Batman Forever first.
No, that's no way to grow up.
It's actually the first movie I ever saw in theaters.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
can't remember anything about it other than my parents took me to the drive-in and didn't tell me what we were seeing, and just seeing the Batmobile come up out of the ground and being super excited. And I don't remember anything else about the viewing experience. But then a little while later, I was at a friend's house, and we were going to watch a movie. And this is back in the days where you had just black VHSs with just writing on them that you recorded from the video store. And it just said Batman. I was like, "Is it the one with the Riddler?" And they were like, "I don't know." And they put it in. And I was like, "I don't know what this movie is." I didn't know any other Batman movie existed.
Wow.
And then I only got to watch a little bit of it, and I asked my mom about it, and we went and we rented in the same weekend. We rented Batman and Beetlejuice, and I watched both of them back to back. And the next
Those
day,
are really interesting to watch back to back too.
yeah, well, and I mean, they didn't come out back to back, but that's the movie he made before Tim Burton made before this one. And then after the next day, because it was like one of those. You remember when you used to rent movies and you had to get them back the next day?
Yeah.
Um, uh, and uh, lost my train of thought. And the next day, my mom was like, "Okay, well, you have time to watch either Batman or uh, Beetlejuice again." And I was like, "I'm gonna watch Batman."
Well, that's because it's awesome. I know I like this movie more than you do.
Yeah, quite a bit. So
Well, I grew up with this. I mean, this is my childhood. Okay, so we're gonna get the radio playing, see the future, and it will be.
one line in, you already messed up. You missed "Thank You, Hi."
Can somebody taxi? I'm trying to get a taxi. I know some of what this guy is muttering. I know little pieces of it. For God's sake, Harold, can we please just get a taxi? I'm trying to get a taxi. That's where that part is. You're going the wrong way. I know where we are. And then there's something about we look like tourists. There it is. And then there's a prostitute, and she says something like, "Oh, it's that way. I know where we
She
are."
might not be a prostitute. She might be a knight about town or a girl about town.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm
This
sure
isn't
that's what
Frank
it is.
Miller's Gotham.
Batman. Yeah. Mister, give me $1. Hey, how about it? $1. What are you deaf? Speak English?
Ah,
Do the kid a favor. Don't scream.
you do the voices. I'll do the sound effects.
Ah!
Oh, it's Batman.
He's
That's a
animated.
really cool shot.
I know. I love that.
I've always thought it would be really cool to do a Batman movie where the cape was entirely CG.
Don't leave home without it.
I don't think any kid would get that joke now. I don't know
It's
why
been a
I
man.
got that joke.
It's still around, is it not?
I don't.
Johnny Gobbs. Hey, look, man, Johnny Gobbs got ripped off walking off a roof. You're a loss. And when I heard it all, I heard the bat got him. The bat? Oh, man, give me a break, will you? 5 stories straight down. What, no blood? No shit. It was all over the pavement. Yeah, I have to swear a little bit because it's in there. Shut up, man.
This
There
is what
ain't
I should have done
no
for
bat.
RoboCop. I should just be like, all right, I'm just going to say the lines. You can't stop me.
Well, you want this money, you're cutting this money or not. Now shut up. Shut up.
You're supposed to have a cigarette in your mouth.
Yeah.
I can give you one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, man, but you shouldn't have pulled a gun on that kid. Oh, that happened already. It's actually harder to do this with another person.
I'd imagine because I'll say something and then you'll be like, oh wait,
Yeah, because I'm trying to say, and then I'm hearing your voice in my headset while I'm trying to listen to these people, and that makes it a little tougher. But that's okay. I can take the challenge, Eric.
well just turn up your volume and drown me out.
You're not doing the sound effects.
Oh.
Don't kill me, man! Don't kill me, man! Don't kill me! Don't kill me, man! I'm not going to kill you. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me. What are you? I'm Batman.
I didn't ask who you were. I asked what you were.
I'm a flying rodent.
It's like a big turtle in a trench coat. Where did he go? It doesn't look like there's anywhere for him to glide to.
Across this nation is synonymous with crime. Our streets are overrun. I don't remember this whole speech. Rule out corruption. Boss Carl Grissom, that's right. Harvey Dent will carry out that promise. Harvey. Oh, I don't know that speech.
That's probably not what you pay attention to when you watch it 100 times. Like you're not really remembering these parts. He really would have been an interesting Two-Face.
Oh, I know. Would have been great.
I really wish
Those
they'd gotten
words will
him
count,
for Dark Knight
and so will
Returns.
my actions. Oh, Bruce
Hey,
Wayne
it's
never
Pat
shows up.
Hingle.
Anything. Yeah. Yes, it is.
I never noticed that Bruce Wayne was supposed to be there. Why?
Oh, you didn't? I always thought that was cool. I don't know.
He's a recluse. Why does he have such standing in?
The nest of vipers.
Flip.
We can make the city safe for decent people.
Lift.
Decent people shouldn't live here. They'd be happier someplace else. Pretty tough talk about Carl. Don't worry about it. Down could touch him. I'd have handed him his lungs by now. But he might hand you something. Don't flatter yourself, Angel. He's a tired old man. He can't run the city without me. Besides, he doesn't know. I love Jack.
How does he find out? Is it implied she tells him?
You know, I'm not sure. I was wondering about that.
I mean, it's not.
You look fine.
It's not needed
I
for the
didn't
story.
ask. I didn't ask.
Shrug. Gaze. Siren.
Well, because isn't she the girl that he messes her face up?
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's why.
Maybe. I thought it was just part of the
Just yeah,
what
the
what what
whole art
yeah,
thing.
one of the four personalities the Joker has in this movie. I thought it was part of the sadistic artist, which is actually a really interesting take, and I wish that's what they did the whole movie.
They do it most of the movie.
I feel like it gets lost at the
It's
end.
nice. Well, that's fair. But I'm not here to critique right
You're
now.
missing some of the best dialogue.
I know those two slipped on a banana peel. I'm telling you, man, a giant bat. Don't be writing this stuff in your papers, Nogs. It'll ruin your already useless reputation. Every punk in this city is scared stiff. You know what they say? They say he can't be killed. They say he drinks blood. I say, you're full of shit, Knox.
Look, Porkins, I've seen you in a couple of movies. You don't
Oh,
make it through most of them.
quote me on that. Lieutenant, is there a 6-foot bat in Gotham City? And if so, is he on the police payroll? And if so, what's he pulling down after taxes?
You know they do this exact scene less jokey in Daredevil.
Yeah, I love that line though. What's he pulling down after taxes?
You know there's a bunch of cops like right over there. Like maybe you could wait till I got a little bit further away.
I love how he's waxing just that one little section of the car. I brought you a little snack, Eckhard. Why don't you broadcast it?
You know what? When I was
Shut
a
up.
kid, I always thought it was a sandwich.
Listen, I that confused me too. Slipping past one of our front companies. If I know, I deal with it. That's right. There are our problems. I answer to Grissom, not to psychos. Why, Eckhart, you ought to think about the future. You mean when you run the show, you ain't got no future, Jack. You an A1 nut boy. Grissom knows it.
It's Nutball.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's Nutball.
What did I say?
Nut boy, which isn't a term.
I thought he said nut boy.
Possibly a tick villain, but not a common term.
Not Dean. The he's. You can make a good decision when you try. He's a screwhead, not a nut boy.
I wonder if his name's not Jack, and that's just what people call him. Wow, that's a really creepy shot. Did you notice that? It's just him looking to the side, but because
That's awesome.
it's head on, it looks like his eyes are all white. That's creepy.
I want hot dogs and balloons.
I do too. Well, I don't want hot dogs. I don't like hot dogs, but
We're gonna celebrate in bankruptcy court. This festival's already $250,000 in the red. We haven't seen one balloon.
$250,000. That's more than years we've been a city.
Scared. They won't be scared when you get Grissom back in that courthouse. Count Dracula. That's what they do to garbage. Pulitzer Prize stuff. Ooh.
Bob Kane drawing, not by Bob Kane.
Gore under the fangs, though. What a dick. Hello, legs. I'm reading your stuff. I'm reading yours. Vicky Vale. Yeah, Faux Cosbo. You're gonna need a long lens.
Wouldn't it be a
Oh,
wide
Corto
lens?
Maltese.
A long lens would just zoom in close, so that makes it.
Yeah, I never understood that figure of speech. That is a thing people say, and I don't know what it means. Like, bats. Who sent you? I just and I like bats. My pictures, your words, pure spice material. Your audio is ahead of mine, Eric.
Is it? Sometimes you say it exactly along with me, and sometimes you say it a couple of seconds before, and sometimes you say a couple of seconds after, so I can't tell.
Yeah, which is I can hear a little bit of your audio in my. Yes,
I
yes.
can try to turn it down a little bit more if you want.
Nope. Buy me lunch. Maybe. Oh, you're okay. I eat light.
I don't know if you're talking to me or if you're saying the movie.
I'm doing what I'm here to do. This son of a bitch.
All right, give me a second. I'm gonna turn my audio down.
Okay. With Axis Chemicals, what kind of damage? Oh, cool. Now I get to do a Jack Palance. I say we break in place, trash the office, industrial espionage.
I have a big TV that I got for free, but
But you have no
I
remote
don't have a
control.
remote for it.
I'd like you to handle this operation personally. Me?
See, this is the stuff I don't like. I don't like these a psycho beforehand. I don't like these got the Joker card already.
I'm incapable of looking at some of this stuff critically.
No, that makes sense. I've got movies like that.
I mean, if I really had to sit down and do it, I probably could. I couldn't years ago when I did my rewind. Thank you, gentlemen. That's all. But I someday I will finally do that. And there will be things that I will inevitably miss because I just know this movie so well. And
Well, I think with a movie like this where there's kind of so little in it and your
the
brain's
fumes
filled
in
in
that
so
place.
much, you might
Yeah,
think that there's more explanations than there are, and you don't notice
I
things
need
like that.
someone I can trust. You are my number one guy.
His impersonation
Now,
later is not that great.
it's because he's making fun of him.
I know, but
Don't forget your lucky deck.
I think he's doing a really good impersonation of somebody later, but not this guy.
He's making fun of him.
Also, he looks more like an Eckhart, and
Jack,
Eckhart looks like more like a Grissom.
your luck is about to change. You notice behind him, he's got a statue that looks like it should open up the Batcave. Get me Lieutenant Eckhart.
Is that a statue of him?
I don't think so.
I think it's a statue of him. Maybe a
You have
little
a
bit
statue
younger.
of yourself.
I mean, if I was a infamous mob boss, I would have I would have a statue.
Filthy, rich mob boss. You'd
Yeah.
have a statue of yourself. Just like Doctor
I
Doom.
was gonna say rich and famous, but I'd prefer not to be famous if I'm a mob boss. Who's that guy? That's not
Who's what
Alfred.
guy?
Who's carrying? There's no. Bruce Wayne doesn't have other servants.
Well, it's a party. They probably hired some people out.
I've never seen him do that before. It's very out of character.
I don't know why I got you to do this.
I have no idea.
I don't know why you're here.
Well, no,
why are you here?
What's fun is because I'm not really critically analyzing it. I can just kind of like rip tracks it. It's a really poofy dress.
Good evening, ma'am. Yeah, it's crowded. Yeah, it is. Pretty obviously, it's pretty crowded. Excuse me. Excuse me. Can you tell me which one of these guys is Bruce Wayne? Well, I'm not sure. Thanks.
That's one of my favorite jokes, and it's why I'm convinced that he's playing Bruce Wayne as Andy Kaufman. Nobody else gets it, but he does.
It's just you'd think that she, as a reporter, would have seen his picture in a paper or something.
Well, that's one of the big problems with this movie, is that nobody knows anything about Bruce Wayne. Like she doesn't even know his parents were killed. Like you'd think that would be kind of a big deal. But he seems to be completely recluse, which I would think would be, hey, you know that really rich guy that like his parents were murdered and like he like holes up in his house? You think he might be Batman?
And somehow he just managed to keep that under wraps or something. She has to go to Microfiche to find out. There is no bat. If there was, we would have found him and we would arrest him. No good at all. No comment. Oh, pros and cons of Winged Vigilantes. Forgot about that. No comment is later. Ghosts and goblins.
I love how he delivers that line. Oh, so it'd be even better if it was a Spider-Man movie.
No comment. Anonymous tip. Napier's cleaning out Axis chemicals.
Cleaning it out
There's
of
a
what?
building. There's a building in Memphis that looks exactly like Axis chemicals,
Oh, really?
especially at night. Yeah, it's a plant. Eckhart, sir. Oh my God. Come on.
Maybe it's like that Goosebumps story with the masked mutant.
Oh yeah. That has
Adam
Adam
West.
West in it.
Yeah.
Living room, dining room, arsenal.
Do you think this scene is meant to be the scene that implies they traveled the world in
Dining room,
train?
arsenal. Uh, maybe a little bit. Who is this guy? See, I've never thought about that kind of stuff because this was my first introduction to a lot of Batman stuff. So all of that for me came later, and so I don't really connect it with this stuff. The less they're worth. This guy must be the most worthless man in America. He must be king of the wicker people. It's from Japan. Or it's Japanese. How do you know? Because I bought it in Japan. Who are you? Bruce Wayne.
Man, those things must be tough to dust.
Vicky Vale. Hi, Bruce Wayne. Are you sure? Yep, this time. Ah. You got a wonderful eye. Yeah, some people say she has two. I like to shoot it
Well,
sometime.
you'll need a long lens.
Oh, sure. What do we need? Six? Open six? Yeah, six is good.
Get Knox a grant.
Yep, give Knox a grant.
No, I'm just I know that line.
Yeah, how much of this have you known?
Um,
Right, the Batman.
not a lot of it, but it's getting to the point where I know it better.
What do you do for a living? Well, I don't do anything for a living because I'm Batman. Oh,
I live.
he was compelled to leave, very unexpectedly, sir. I love how it's like, go this other way. No, perhaps this way, sir.
Oh, I remember why I'm here for this commentary. It's for that scene later where I'm convinced that he draws the bat symbol.
Give Knox a grant.
You're gonna go crazy if I'm right.
You're not right about that.
Okay.
I will go crazy if you're right about that. The rich. You know why they're so odd? Because they could afford to be. Look at this man mirror. Bruce Wayne. Ah, look at that high tech camera.
Yeah. You know, if this movie was made now and it was real life, uh, Bruce Wayne would probably have a lot of videos and pictures leaked with the recent celebrity picture leaks.
Oh yeah, probably so. And he probably also would be doing all of his surveillance with VHS tapes.
Although Bruce Wayne's probably smart enough not to keep his stuff on the iCloud.
You know, when I was a kid, this all looked so super cutting edge, but you know what? Still pretty cool.
Well, it's because it's that like retro modern look that it doesn't
Yeah.
it doesn't look like a lot of 80s movies where like it looks old.
Who's in charge? Eckhart, sir.
My
Oh my God.
God.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Why? Why do you have a policeman on the force? That's your reaction. Just fire him.
Because they have a corrupt police department.
But the guy in charge isn't corrupt.
Well, that's true, but shoot to kill. You know what I mean? Yes, it means I shoot, and then they're supposed to die when I shoot.
I'm just saying that if I'm
That's
the
what that means.
boss, whether I'm a policeman or like the boss of like Garbage Man, if there's an employee where it's like who's doing the run, Eckhart. My God, I I would fire that person.
I love Bob. He just enjoys his work so very much.
Bob
Do, do, do,
Bob
do,
kind
do.
of looks like Sean Bean.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Uh, I'm trying to think of something you would have seen him in. Did you see Goldeneye?
Yeah, but it's been forever. Watch it, boys. We've been ratted out.
Did you see
That
Fellowship of
was
the Ring?
that was somewhat backwards. Freeze. Yes.
He's he's Boromir.
Oh, okay.
He dies. He's the one that dies in the first movie with like 1,000 arrows. But when you rewatch it, it's only like 4 arrows. It's not as many arrows as you.
Eric, I think you need to wear purple pants more often.
Man, if I could get a purple like suit jacket, I would wear it everywhere.
What are you trying to do? Blow with the cover. I'm in charge here, not Carl Grissom. This is Commissioner Gordon. I want him taken alive.
I love how he just
Anyone
steps
who
away,
opens fire on Jack Napier will answer to me.
hands him back the megaphone. Tries to. This, I'm convinced this shot here, that's Fletcher, right? Like that's totally got to be Fletcher inspired.
Fleischer?
Yeah, Fletcher.
You mean?
Fletcher? How do you
Yeah.
pronounce that?
Fleischer?
Fleischer. Yeah,
Yeah, I can totally see why you'd say that. No, I just want to make sure we were talking about the same thing.
yeah, the Superman. Superman?
Yeah, I was not trying to be that irritating person that corrects you. I just want to make sure we were talking about the same thing.
That guy was really excited to shoot at nothing.
Yeah, because shooting is fun. When you're a crazy thug guy.
And that's how we know we're not watching a Batman movie. Oh no, he saves him. Or he chokes him to death, I'm not sure which.
No, it's connected to his arm.
To his leg bone?
No, to his arm.
To his hand bone?
Would you stop trying to ruin this movie for me? My God, well you can't. It's too ingrained in my brain as I'm trying to prove. That's gross.
What is this, a steam factory?
They make steam here. That's great. I can't decide if this is the first act of Batman or the last act of Roger Rabbit.
When I killed your brother!
I not just like this!
That's never not cool in movies.
No. No, when you punch a guy without looking at him, it's awesome. Also, when you chase a person, but you don't look like you're really trying to chase a person, that's also pretty cool too. Where you're just like, no, I'm gonna leisurely come after this guy.
Yeah, it's slasher movie monsters built their careers on it.
It's like, I mean, Jack Napier could shoot 15 people while I'm being dramatic. Be careful. Be very careful.
I know I'm hidden, but I'm gonna reveal myself.
I don't know how he's doing that, but it's cool.
What, Batman?
Yeah.
No, he's like he like hooked it forward and then like swung on it.
Jesus. Well, he looked like he was just gliding down.
Oh, yeah, but he had his thing on his belt. You could see a cord.
Oh, okay.
Look, I'm fixing the movie for you.
Uh-huh. Nice outfit.
What is he like Invisible Man? Is that you? Are you Invisible Man?
Come on, Jack, let's go.
Hold on, I got an Invisible Man here. I gotta.
Come on, Jack. Eckhart, think about the future.
He's not scared at all. He sees Jack pointing a gun at him. He looks kind of bored.
That's his surprised face.
He didn't fall. He kind of ran over it.
Batman, if you really wanted to save him, you'd use both hands.
Well, I mean, they're both wearing gloves. If one of them was wearing gloves,
just
it'd be
kidding.
easier.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right.
Gloves are slippery. 2 gloves are worse.
And 3 gloves just makes no sense. Oh God, we almost had him. Hold it right there.
Like I said, if anybody kills Jack Napier, they're getting fired. I'm gonna fire you,
It
Batman.
answers to me. Who's this guy? I don't know. But until we find out, keep a lid on it.
This is really weird. They saw him go up, but they're still like, where is
Oh, where did
he?
he go? I know. I always thought, even as a kid, I was like, I don't know how. You can clearly see what's happening right now.
Not even really sure why he threw the smoke bomb.
It's I supposed to sort of be a suspension of disbelief thing. There's a lot of that kind of comic book, you know. It's supposed to be stylistic, so people do things that don't make sense.
But I feel like I don't know, like I feel like that could have worked just as well if there was just for no reason steam there, like there is throughout the rest of the factory.
Yeah, no, I think you're right about that. Maybe Batman has some kind of flight pattern or something. It's such a odd line.
It's not a
Batman's got a flight
it's not a
pattern.
bad idea though. That he patrols certain areas at specific times as a schedule.
Oh, that's true. He's a rich tip, but you could do much better.
I don't think many people could do much better than Michael Keaton Michael Keaton?
Yeah, that'd be Michael Keaton.
Keaton. Yeah, that's what it was. I said Keane. I was like, something's wrong there.
It's not Michael McKean. That's a different
It's the
person.
scene I love, but you don't.
I know. I love this scene. It's hilarious. How's the soup? Excuse me. The soup. How is it? Oh, it's fine.
It's great.
Ah, it's great. Oh, I messed that
See,
one
I
up.
do have the subtitles on.
Could you pass the salt?
I wish he had rollers on his salt and pepper shakers and just
Just roll them all the
that's
way
how you know
down.
you're rich.
Just put them on a roller skate. Roll it across the room. Did you have trouble finding the house?
Even he has to know that this is like a really awkward date.
No, it was no problem. That is such an awkward line too. Well, she was just at your party like a day or two ago. Do you like eating in here? Did you have trouble finding the house? Oh yeah. You know, come to think of it, I don't think I've ever been in this room before.
And why are we here now?
Oh, know the truth. That's what it is. Because Alfred must have set it up. You know, you got it here. Yes, and I always wondered why Alfred was playing this horrible practical joke on them.
It's not. It's Bruce Wayne because Bruce Wayne is Andy Kaufman. Now, what I've never understood is what was wrong with the food that they needed to have steak and spaghetti. Like,
And nursing is praying because it was cold. But that doesn't make any sense. So I don't know. They could have just taken their hot plates into a different room. Well, I guess I've embarrassed him enough by making him have to move rooms and give different food.
and a story that apparently makes him sound like a hero. I mean, I only hear the end of it, but
Yeah, it's the first and last time I gave him a writing lesson. So you have to go backwards now because we talked over things. Alfred's great. Couldn't find my socks without him. Or my bat suit. Pretty close to him.
he's not family. He's trapped here. Alfred's sick.
Why did you just suddenly turn into Barbara, whatever her last name is, isn't that?
I don't know. It seemed appropriate.
Actually, Alfred is my family. Not according to Eric. Eric's upset with this whole situation. This house, all this stuff, it really doesn't seem like you. Some of it is very much me. Some of it isn't. The dining room definitely isn't.
That might be weird, but I've actually never had like one guest over. I just had parties.
I've only ever had a whole bunch of people over. In fact, it was one of those guests that pointed out that dining room to me. I didn't even know it was there. They're like, "Have you ever seen this dining room before? Wow, that is a huge table." Let's see how we did. I love this scene. It's so weird.
what he actually did. Because, I mean, by comic book logic, the white, the red, and the green come from the chemicals. So what did this guy actually do?
I don't know. I don't know. Mirror! That is the only time I'm ever going to get to yell mirror in a commentary.
That's not true. If you do commentary for Sin City Dame to Kill For, you can yell mirror.
Oh, I guess you're right about that.
Or The Matrix.
You see what I have to work with here.
Ooh, The Matrix would be a good commentary.
Oh yeah, we definitely should do that at some point. I mean, like an actual commentary, not like this weird thing we're doing.
Here it is. This is the scene right before he rapes her.
No, don't say that!
Why can't I say that? That's not a swear word.
Because that's not what happened.
It's he got her drunk to sleep with her, and he's not. There are court cases that could be made.
One drink and I'm flying. Why are you flying? Or why are you afraid of flying?
I always thought.
See, she's looking for his flight pattern.
Why is she into him?
'Cause he's rich.
Okay, is it just that she's shallow?
I don't know. It's probably the mysterious thing. I think it's supposed to be she's into him because he's mysterious, and she's into Batman because he's mysterious.
She just likes guys that play practice.
She's looking for Batman. Yeah, she likes people who she doesn't know anything at all about. Is that you, Sugar Bumps? It's me, Sugar Bumps.
Your line delivery was so much better.
Thank you. Oh, thank God you're alive. I heard you've been fried. Is that what you heard?
Stir fried.
You set me over a woman! You must be insane.
Here comes that makeup mess up that no one ever would have noticed if that special effects guy hadn't mentioned it in the special features.
Don't bother. Your life won't be worth spit! I've been dead once already. It's very liberating. I forgot about that line. Maybe we can cut a deal. Jack is dead, my friend. You can call me...
There it is. There's the purple splotch.
Joker. Oh, wow. I never noticed that.
Oh, really?
I'm a lot happier. Yeah, wow. You just blew my mind with that. I never noticed that.
Oh, they mentioned it on one of the special feature documentaries. The makeup guy mentioned it, and I was like, if you never mentioned that, nobody ever would have noticed.
So, Eric, I think what the plastic surgeon did, well, and he even says this later, I thought it has something that sort of alludes to it. The plastic surgeon, for some reason, had to make his mouth stuck in a smile.
Well, I think the implication...
I don't know why.
I think the implication is...
Oh, what a day.
That when Batman ricochets the bullet, it, like, cut across his mouth. I think that's supposed to be the implication.
And so then the plastic surgeon
like,
made it a smile to try to fix it? Yeah. No, I don't think the plastic surgeon had anything to do with the color.
Yeah, I just meant in general. I was like, I don't know why you need him, but yeah, I guess.
Well, that's why later. That's why later he has the line where he says, "As my plastic surgeon always says, if you have to go with a smile."
You know, he leaves that guy alive. It's kind of nice.
He's the only person who was ever nice to him. He fixed his face. This is still really bizarre to me. When Vince and I did our commentary on this, we argued for about 10 minutes about whether or not he was sleeping or exercising, and ultimately Vince won out on it. We're pretty sure he's exercising.
I think he's sleeping.
Strange.
I think it's supposed to be sleeping.
See, I always thought it was sleeping too, but I'd have to go back and look. It always brings a smile to my face. He convinced me on it for some reason, and I don't remember why now because it's been a long time since we did
I'm gonna reconvince you back to your own side.
Terrorizes. Wait till they get a load of me. I'm gonna do all the weird noises he makes too.
The woo,
Oop,
woo.
oop, oop. Like, what is that?
I don't know. I feel like there's a story about that take, and I can't remember it. Like they tried like a couple of different things, like he had a line or something, and they just like made weird noises. But I don't remember, so I'm not.
I feel like he's doing some kind of a sound like that's supposed to be a sound, but I don't know what it is.
And then he's intentionally casting her off the day after.
Nothing's wrong. I just gotta go out of business for the mundane lines are harder to remember.
She's kind of being a little clingy.
Well, she's just into him and wants to spend more time with him, and is kind of surprised that it's we just got up and now you have to leave. You know, Bruce Wayne should really coordinate with his butler before he says things like that.
Yeah, I always thought like this was weird.
We're going to be here for quite a while. Oh well then.
I feel like Alfred
Oh,
should be rehearsed at picking up like cues like that. Like when are you gonna get back? Oh, I'm not. I'm not exactly sure.
honey, you'll never believe what happened to me today.
I'm glad we don't do that in movies anymore.
People just randomly faint.
Yeah.
Well, we did it with the recent Ninja Turtles because April has to faint when she first sees Ninja Turtles.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad most movies don't do that anymore.
But that's a throwback thing. So Grissom resurfaces acting president. Why don't we hear this from Grissom? Yeah, and what's with that stupid grin? Life's been good to me. I love this makeup.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's so cool. What if we say no? Well, oh, Tony, that's his name. Nobody wants a war. If we can't do business, then we'll just shake on it, and that'll be that. Yeah?
This is probably the closest you could get to having a bunch of guys looking like Dick Tracy villains without doing makeup.
oh, whew. Oh, I got a live one here.
I've never liked this special effect.
Really? What? Why?
Because it's like I know that's how they did it at the time, but they don't ever use like that kind of like drawn on like animation at any other point in the movie. So I always thought it was just out of place.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you meant the fire under the
Oh
collar.
no 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 no.
Got a little hot under the collar. You're crazy. Haven't you ever heard of the healing power of laughter?
And this is really cool too, special
Yeah.
effects wise.
Now get out of here. That's good practical stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a kind of awesome minimalism thing that you just have to be cool enough to have thought of it. It doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure he's just taking makeup and rubbing it across his forehead.
Yeah, that is what he's doing.
But it works.
But they did have to think of it because like it was in the
Bob,
script.
would you go down to the Reporter Knox?
Well, that's interesting. It's the Globe, not the Gazette.
Yeah. You are my number one guy. The Corto Maltese thing is actually a comic book thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know that for a long time, but I looked it up one day. Bob is so goofy. You're my number one.
I think it's a Dark Knight Returns thing. I might be wrong.
I think you're right about that. They're not bad people. Maybe we should give them a couple days to think it over. No? Grease him now? Well, okay. You are a vicious bastard,
I do wish you'd
and
spoken up earlier, and I'd have to have
I'm
this meeting.
glad you're dead, Eric. That's a good point.
Wouldn't have to put this makeup on.
I'm glad you're dead, and then and then I wouldn't have had to like fry you alive. And
That's weird. I mean, I never thought of it, I guess, but we don't see him go and kill him. We just assume that he did it.
what do you mean?
Well, he says he's going to go kill the crime bosses, and then it cuts away. We don't see him like go kill the crime bosses, like fill the room with laughing gas or anything like that.
Uh, doesn't he kill some of them like separately?
I think he kills one of them with the pen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. I was thinking kind of like Goldfinger. There's a scene exactly like this in Goldfinger, where he explains his entire evil plan, steps out, and then kills all the gangsters. No idea why he
Yeah,
explained his
it's
entire evil plan.
yeah, it's the big guy who says. I think it's the big guy who says what's with the stupid grin that he kills,
Yeah, I think you're right.
or is it the other kind of heavyset guy?
Well, you've seen this movie 100 times. You shouldn't be asking me questions.
No, I'm pretty sure. Well, you're confusing me by not knowing it as well as me.
I've seen it maybe 20 times.
Really?
Yeah, probably.
Have you actually seen it that many times?
Probably over the course of my life, probably.
If you've seen it 20 times, I've probably seen it more than 100.
I probably end up giving this film a viewing at least once a year.
Which is weird because you don't seem to like it that much.
I don't know. I like Michael Keaton. Sometimes I don't know. I don't hate it. Sometimes I do.
It's a mood. It's a stylistic mood kind of movie. It's
There's parts of this movie that are very much me. There's parts of this movie.
oh, that dining room scene really isn't you.
No, I really like that dining room scene.
This hotel this hotel here looks a lot like the the same what am I trying to say the alleyway in Arkham City borrowed a little bit from that design, I think. Looks kind of like that.
Haven't played Arkham City, so I can't comment.
Oh well, you're not a Batman fan.
I'm just not a gamer.
Me neither.
But I couldn't.
But it's so good. I was just joking.
Ah, I get it.
I was
Screw's
totally
got the
joking,
Joker.
Eric. But yeah, or at least it reminded me of that design. I don't know how close it really is.
Now, is that his gang, or are those all the people that were in the boardroom?
I'm not sure. I don't think they're the same guys. Very close. Did you spend time together as children?
That's a good one.
Well, I don't have to do any of the mimes lines.
Now, is the mime in on it, or is he just a mime that the Joker?
No, he's definitely in on it
Okay.
because there's more than one of them.
What? Why? Why are they miming? Why aren't they jokering?
Because a mime is a kind of clown,
Or why don't they just like walk up?
or at
and-
least these kinds of mimes are clown mimes. I don't mean to say that every mime is a clown mime, but
I'm not saying all mimes are clowns. I'm just saying.
look, I don't want anybody to think that I'm like stereotyping mimes. I don't want to offend any mimes in the audience.
Don't
One of my
worry,
other
they won't
course-
say anything.
It is legitimate. I saw it. I was there. I saw it all. He reached up and he's with his dead hand and signed it with his own blood. Eric, he reached up with his dead hand. He was already dead. And he did it with this pen. I love that pen. Hello, Benny. It's your younger bingo. Time to pay the check.
I've never understood what that means. Now, I don't know if this is
It's truly mightier than the sword.
a reference to Death in the Family, or if Death in the Family is referencing this. But on I want to say it's issue 4, the cover of issue 4, Joker's dressed exactly like that.
Is he?
Yeah. I think it's issue.
I haven't read that in a while.
Well, obviously, I'd seen this movie quite a bit before I read that.
Well, and I would have noticed it immediately, but now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know that I've really looked at that cover because I, have that in trade.
Right. I want one of those.
Yeah, I know, me too. Batman! Batman! Would somebody please tell me what kind of world we live in when a man dressed up as a bat gets all my press? This town needs an enema.
To be fair, Batman didn't do anything, as far as I'm aware, in between. Joker really should have gotten the headline.
Rather, there's a certain weight that lifts when she's here. Alfred, why don't you marry her? That's not exactly what I had in mind.
Of course not. You're a swinging bachelor.
I can't go over there right now. If not now, then when? Because obviously, you had one date with her, and so it's really important and serious now.
They're both clingy people.
At least Alfred kind of. I'm just kidding.
Well, no, that's Alfred's character in all of these movies. He's really trying to push women onto him.
It's because he wants him to have some kind of a life.
Hey, Vicky. Want to walk right in? I don't remember the lines from Batman Returns. It's one of the few good lines in Batman Returns.
She is great, isn't she?
I'm gonna do the annoying commentary thing. I'm sending you a picture of Death in the Family, so you can look at it and go, "Oh yeah, you're right," and then nobody will know.
The alley at Pearl and Film Street. Uh, it's not the same.
No, now I'm looking at it, it's not.
That's not even remotely the same thing.
Well, he's wearing a suit. It's a normal suit,
It's
and he's got a top hat.
yeah, but he wasn't even wearing. He was wearing a clown suit in the other one. I mean, in this.
I think he's wearing a suit with a top hat.
Well, yeah, but it's like a clowny suit.
Oh well,
It didn't it have like checkered pants?
that's an '80s thing.
Oh,
But we can't see his
okay.
pants in this picture. Why even
Well,
bring up his pants? They
well-
could be checkered.
Well, I'm not okay. All right, fine. I'm just using that as evidence that they're kind of clowny pants, like kind of
Just
clowny.
another thing
suit.
this didn't take from the comics. So
Wasn't that published like a year before or the year this came out?
I think it was supposed to.
Who is that? You talked over Hold the Press. Who is that? Oh, I never remember that part.
I don't know what that means.
I don't.
Steam
I
in a
don't know
man's
this-
strides.
Yeah, I don't know this scene as well. It's hard to stay inside the lines.
Look how excited Bob is.
I'm of a mind to make some moogie. Phone book.
So why is he making a collage?
Because he's an artiste.
Oh, okay.
And there's so many people to kill in so little time.
Of course. Axis Chemicals. What? Wait, it's run by criminals? That's a really cool building.
Yeah, I mean, just look at that guy. Did you ship 1 million of those things? Ship them all! We're gonna take him out a whole new door.
I always like it when Joker wears a hat. I feel like he doesn't wear it nearly often enough. It's one of the best shots in, I think it's Mask the Phantasm, or it might just be, or I think maybe it's Laughing Fish. Comes in with the hat. It's a good shot.
The fashion world is stunned today, Eric. And Amanda Keeler.
It is the 80s.
And I don't remember this part. I mean, I remember it. I just don't know all of the, droll reporting. This is hardly a laughing matter. And then here comes the best part in the whole movie. New and improved Joker products.
This is another thing I think kids might not get now. We don't have commercials that reference Brand X anymore.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't get it even when I was a kid. Smile at
I didn't get it till later when I saw somewhat older commercials and saw like
That they did that? Or our blind taste tests. Love that Joker.
not an actor.
Uh-oh. He's been using Brand
Oh
X.
no.
Man, I gotta grin again.
The other guy's still alive.
Let's just tan those ruby lips. And hair is so natural, only your Undertaker knows for sure. I know what you're thinking. Where can I buy these fine items? Chances are you bought them already. Love that Joker. So remember,
so
put on a
flustered.
happy face. It's because it's disturbing, Eric.
Oh, really? Because it looked more like, is he talking about me? Oh. Also, not an expert at supply and demand, but if he just shipped them, probably not in stock yet. Unless there's a time
We
jump.
don't we don't know how much time passed. But you're right.
Isn't violent mood swings and emotionally unstable the same thing? I feel like you can't have one without the
Chemistry. All right,
other.
chemistry. Alfred, let's go shopping.
I'll get drive through.
And what is the pattern? Foods, alcohol, or beauty and hygiene products? Or worse yet, there may be no pattern.
You know, you can
Or worse
still
yet,
wash yourself, just don't
or
use
worse
soap.
yet, your face might look like my face.
Hey, look, Harvey Dent looks fine.
Yeah, he looks good.
So does Bruce
He's
Wayne
washing his.
and Vicky Vale.
Well, he's still using water on his face. What this madman is poisoning us with.
You read me?
We're working on it. You have subtitles.
I don't know if you know what a district attorney does, but really this isn't my job.
That's a really good point. Why aren't you talking to the chief of police about this? She's going to be 10 minutes late meeting you at the museum.
I told you I'm going shopping.
I'm not meeting her today.
Now, is this the first time they'll have seen each other since the awkward night?
It's the. Well, it would have been if he actually showed up.
Well, but I mean, like, are we to imply
Keep
that
going.
they've kind of been dating, or is this supposed to be?
No, they've not talked because they're going to have that fight later in her apartment, and that's going to be the first time they've had a conversation.
I usually like to try and have conversations before I sleep with people, but and I try not to get them super liquored up beforehand either. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I should just stop listening to people who tell me that if it's one drink, they're flying. I think they're lying to me. If everyone I know is Batman.
But she's so curious about his flight pattern.
It was one line, and I think it was Knox's line.
No, I know. No, it wasn't. It was
Oh,
hers.
okay. Those guys
It's just
look
you keep saying
identical.
flight, so I have to keep saying that.
She looks fine. Her hair looks well groomed.
She hasn't watched the news. She's just lucky that she hasn't gotten
Well, she is out of
poisoned.
town. Maybe she's got out of town products.
Oh, that's true. She could have brought some stuff with her. Or worse yet, there may be no pattern.
I always thought that looked like a toy. Is it supposed to look like a toy, or is that just what gas masks looked like back then? Like that's not what I
No, it's
think of
supposed.
as a
No,
gas mask.
no, it's supposed to look like a toy. I mean, they make all you know. It's orange and green. He's using his colors.
Orange?
Well, he's using colors that show up in Jokery things a lot.
Okay, I just never knew. Like when I think of a gas mask now, that's not what I think of.
Yeah.
But maybe that's what they looked like in 1989.
No, I mean, again, when I was a kid and I saw that, I thought it looked really silly, and was supposed to, like it's this kind of creepy. It's a creepy happy.
Whenever there's a shot like that where people fall on their food, I always think of Men in Black.
I always think of this, gentlemen. Let's broaden our minds. I love that word.
Did you know it was the 80s? Because it's the 80s.
It is the
I know
80s.
stylistically we're trying to be super this could happen anytime, but Prince didn't
Yeah.
happen anytime.
No, and that's the big thing that dates it.
Yep.
That and the giant boombox.
Yeah. Well, even those jackets are kind of. Now, I don't want to say anything incriminating in case something happens. I've kind of always wanted to do this. I think there's a lot of fun that could be had ruining precious art. Although that looks like a generic bust.
Eric, just for the record, he's got orange in his costume.
Well, he's not supposed to. It's more not comic book accuracy.
But yeah, but he's got different suits. I mean, he wears a couple different suits in this.
Yeah, he does.
But you're right. That is kind of his main suit. But they like orange. But yeah, I really like his painter's hat.
I think it looks like a chef's hat. But unpoofed.
Yeah, that's what hats like that look like. I kind of like this one. Leave it.
All right, so it is just demented painting. Because I was talking to you about this the other day. I was like, is there
Yeah.
is there some kind of symbolic significance in the painting, or is it just a
No,
weird painting?
yeah, it just looks really creepy.
I like that guy. He
Yeah,
should be in the movie more.
he looks like one of his henchmen is Hulk Hogan in an old-fashioned kind of way. I'm sure we can make you more today because it's the '80s. When I was a kid, when he sprays the fire across, I thought it somehow changed her hair.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that for a long time. Crap.
I like that she has fashion photos in there too.
Now that's art.
Like that's what she
That's
started
good
out
work.
doing, and then
Yeah, and then she started doing.
that's kind of a nice little realistic
skulls.
touch.
It's such a glow. I don't know if it's art, but I like it. Well, I was destined for greatness.
I was in The Shining.
This is attractive. That is not. That is all behind me. I make art till someone dies. Actually, you make art and then people die because of your art. I am the world's first fully functional homicidal artist.
I feel like that's a fantastic untapped idea. I want somebody to write a movie that really
My face
delves
of a
into
$1
that.
bill. You must be joking. Do I look like I'm joking? I love that. Well, we mustn't compare ourselves to regular people. We're artists. For instance, you will take pictures of, record my work. You will enjoy the avant-garde.
The new aesthetic.
You said I could watch you improve the paintings. Oh, I'm in trouble now.
Where was she when he was improving the paintings?
She was asked to improve the ladies' room
Oh, okay.
and the parking
Because it
lot.
seems like she was like 2 steps away, but
Oh, probably yeah. I guess she was. So she must have just been right there, but for some reason not watching. Oh, I'm no Picasso, but do you like it? I love that line too. If I could have completely rearranged her face so that it looked like abstract, I would have done that.
I always thought her face didn't look messed up enough.
Oh, I could totally see that. Batman's head on a lance. Tell me, what do you know about?
Just looks like she got like a really bad like suntan that's kind of peeling.
It's worse than that, but yeah,
At least
maybe
make it
it's
symmetrical.
maybe it's one of those things that looked a lot worse in person than it does on film.
Maybe so.
With of my posy.
I do remember when I was a kid, I thought it was the mask that did it to her. I didn't like make a connection that he like threw acid on her and she was wearing the mask to hide it. I thought it was the mask that did it. I don't know why, but I like that she's worried about him. Are you okay?
Yeah, that's fun. Boo!
That weird Ernie laugh he does. The whip.
Ernie laugh. It's like only. It seems like what freaks her out the most are makeup jobs that Eric just doesn't think are bad enough.
Woo! Zip. Line. Throw.
Where does he get those wonderful toys? And that's the Flugelheim Museum.
Why does he even drive this car?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, like it's voice activated. Why isn't he just like home?
Because he likes to be in control.
Oh, okay. This is my favorite Batmobile. Nothing,
Oh yeah,
nothing,
it's great.
as hang-ups of the movie I may have, nothing tops the Batmobile. Except for if he had a Robin, where would he put anybody else in the car? But that's a problem with all Batmobiles. I kind of want that scene. Where it's Batman and Robin. It's like, we have to rescue this lady, but we can't get her to fit.
I mean, we don't even have a trunk in this car.
The whip.
If a supervillain stole it, he couldn't even properly kidnap people.
Crash, fall, crash, bang. Grr.
There's the Monarch Theater. That's comic book.
Vroom.
And what's weird is that's the theater, if memory serves, that his that he and his parents went to when they died. So you wonder why he doesn't lay roses in front of the theater and not the hotel.
Well, I get the impression that that's. Oh no, because we do see him walk out of the theater when he.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what the layout of this
Well,
is.
people go to the theater, just want people to see him. So he just goes to like just another town, another part.
Oh. Okay, because this isn't even. Oh wait, no, the hotel's right there.
Oh, okay. Man, if only
They are in the same they are in the same block right there. Okay.
only Joker could randomly have schematics for that Batmobile.
How much do you weigh? 108?
I feel like I'm not sure if Michael Keaton's short, but she looks kind of tall to be 108.
Michael Keaton is not real tall,
Oh, okay, maybe.
if memory serves.
I don't know. She looks like a taller lady. 108 seems really low. Maybe I don't know anything about weight.
See that thing on my belt? Grab it.
I see
Whatever
what
you
you
do,
did
don't
there.
let go. Remember, of course, that there is a joke here in a little bit about the fact that she does weigh more than 108.
I know. I'm just saying.
Hey, who is this guy? Check his
Oh,
wallet.
yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna have a wallet. Wait a minute. What is that?
They can
Some kind of
clearly
body armor.
see that's not his skin, right?
Take out the mask.
See, that's why she's got a long lens.
You have to assume that to them it looks more realistic because they're in a comic book.
I guess, but that's even creepier. That means he built a costume that looks like it's like demon skin.
No, it's that they're already terrified of him and they've created in their minds what they think he might be.
He's knocked out Landa. This guy, where does he come from? Where does he go? Why does he exist? He's my favorite, but Joker has no other goons like this. No one else in the city can do karate or has signature weapons. Ching ching
Okay,
ching 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 ching.
so those close-ups on Michael Keaton's face there for a minute did not look like his lips at all.
Probably weren't they? Or probably a stunt double.
Never. No, yeah, but I don't know why they would do that much of a close-up if it was a stunt double. I really wonder if that's what it was, or if somehow just doesn't quite look right.
Is it just me, or does for a second this become a different movie when that sword guy shows up?
It becomes a different movie when I do a commentary with you on it.
Look, it's not my fault this movie has problems. It's your fault for not realizing them. And I'm not even saying that's a problem. I'm just saying that feels like it's like completely different and like from something else.
I feel like this is one of those movies that totally plays by its own rules.
Yeah, from scene to scene. They clearly don't acknowledge their own rules.
You weigh a little more than 108. Oh, really?
Stop.
Stop. Hey, you're doing my job.
Well, see, the thing about that is Rachel. um, Stay with me. The thing about that is he's playing up that like I like to be dramatic thing again with the Andy Kaufman-esque like joking on everyone else where he stands in front of it. He doesn't have to. He's with her. He steps out in front of it. He could have just said stop from the side.
Where are we going? Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I think he's playing him as Andy Kaufman.
This is such a weird thing to do because you keep saying things that I want to respond to, but then I'm also trying to say all the lines and stuff, and then I'll say a thing and I'm like, man, I should really explain myself.
All right, so I have a question.
Yeah.
Takes the Batcave.
Yep.
Takes the picture. Knocks
He
her
takes the
out.
film. Yep.
Takes her home. Why doesn't he just take the picture now and then take her home? Why does he take her all the way to the Batcave?
Because he has to give her something.
What does he have to give her?
He cracks the code to the Joker's plan to what he's done with all with all the
one of these is for you.
hygiene
You can inoculate
products.
yourself. The other one's for mass production.
And then they give her and then she get yeah no you're right and then she gives it to the city and then there's the newspaper that's like Batman cracks Joker's
This
code.
movie's totally ripping off Batman Begins.
Yeah, it sure is. They saw the future. They saw the future, and it will be. Bats. Thanks for telling me those are bats. I would have never put that together.
Oh, Batman! I've been saying it wrong this entire time. I thought it was Catman.
I have to park right on the edge
Well,
I love how big this cave is.
yeah, no, it's
Like
it's
there is a scope to this. It really feels like it's really big, and I like how it's so open that he's got to build all the scaffolding and stuff all over it.
well. See, the thing is, Batman likes to be dramatic, but he's not crazy. He still puts railings in.
And there's no reason he would need to be this dramatic because,
Right? And he looks there for a second, like, "Whoa, I didn't expect you to be there."
yeah, don't look into my eyes. The hairspray won't work, but hairspray mixed with lipstick. But you notice what she's doing is she's trying to look in his eyes, and he keeps moving so that she can't look at his face, which I really like because there's so much superhero stuff where somebody that knows the hero can just look right in his face, even if he's wearing a mask, and it's like, oh well, he's wearing a mask, so it conceals it. Like I like that they thought of that.
I would have done that while he was driving. Then he couldn't look away.
Well, they some people say the same about you. Well, he's kind of
What?
in shadow in that. Well, you're not exactly normal, are you?
It's not exactly a normal world.
Well, you're right. Then he goes right in front of her face and stares at. Okay, so what I just said makes no sense. I mean, he's kind of in shadow there, but
For
there's something
us,
else you have that I want. Yeah, exactly.
you know what's funny? I have or I had, I don't know if I still have it, the comic adaptation of this. Um, and in that shot, it shows him putting the cape up and spraying her with something. And
Oh, that's interesting.
that's always been in my head. Like it's not in the movie, but because I read it in that comic, I've always see. Look, you see, she's feeling because she was groped.
No, she's feeling because that's where the film was.
Why did he put it there?
Because she says you took the film. Well, that's where she put the film.
Oh, because he groped her.
He took the film. Well, it was the only way to get the
It's a
film.
creepy
I mean, it
Batman.
actually, yeah, no, you're right. It is kind of creepy, but well, and that's supposed to be. You're supposed to worry about it for a minute. That's supposed to be the implication because he said there's something else that you have that I want. Like, oh my god, what is he doing?
I wonder.
I mean, that's supposed to be the joke, Eric.
I wonder.
See, Batman cracked the Joker's poison
That
code.
guy didn't find out about it. Um, but
Deodorants,
I
yes.
wonder if like I was like, oh well, it's so obvious that it's
Gotham's fashion nightmare. Oh wait, that's later. That's earlier.
friend or
Friend or
foe. Well,
foe?
he
Batman, friend or
just
foe?
saved everybody, so
Yeah, I and it is Batman, and I'm gonna blow up another TV because that's what bad guys do.
but
Borrow this from the shredder. Actually, that's a year after this. We've got a flying mouse to kill, and I want to clean my claws.
that's not a you line, that's a Catwoman line. Um, I wonder if when Tim Burton made this, his idea that's maybe just not presented in the film is that people think of Batman as like a Phantom of the Opera type character, where they don't think he has a secret identity. They think that's just what he does all day.
Well, they kind of present that because a lot of people just jump straight to it's a monster, it's a
Yeah,
creature.
yeah.
So no, that is in the film.
Because that's something John Byrne did on Superman was people don't think Superman has a secret identity because why would he? He's just Superman.
I gotta see how much of this scene I know. Hi, Bruce Wayne. Oh, that was a, I'm just kidding. That was that was a joke. It's really hard to joke when I'm doing this. May I come in? Because it's like, is that a mistake or are you
I'm
joking?
pretty sure I'm me today.
I'm Bruce Wayne. I'm Bruce
Just
Batman.
a really nice apartment for just
I'm
gotten here.
I'm Bat Wayne. Oh, I know it's crazy. There's no way she got that. Lots of space.
You know, some parts of this apartment aren't you at all. Some of them are very much you.
that that cookie jar over there is not you.
This main
I
room
called you
here.
and I called you and you lied. You lied about going out of town. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you. You might have. I thought we felt something. That I trusted you. That I slept with you. I don't know why I did that. My calls. You must be some kind of jerk. Look, you're a nice girl and I like you a lot. But for right now, shut up. I have something I have to tell you. This scene, Eric. You know how people
Different sides,
they
personality.
have different sides to their personality. Sometimes a person will have to actually lead a different life. Oh my God, you're married.
I always
No,
thought
I'm
that
not
was a pretty
married.
logical conclusion to jump to,
Yeah, yeah, it is.
given that she knows nothing about this person.
Nothing. Yeah. My life is really complex.
Isn't it complicated? Oh no, it's complex.
Yeah. Boosh, got it. All right, listen.
Normal
You know
person
how a
gets
normal
up,
person gets up,
goes downstairs,
goes downstairs and
breakfast,
eats breakfast and
kisses
goes
somebody
to a.
goodbye.
Oh, that's right, because somebody goodbye and goes to a job and
I'm rich. I don't have
no,
to
I
wake
don't know.
up. I don't have to kiss somebody goodbye. I don't have a job. I don't think Wayne Industries is even mentioned in this movie.
I think what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to tell you is, hey, it's okay. You can tell me. All right. Uh, Folks, Eric and I have done that speech to each other over and over again because it's hilarious. That's why we were laughing so hard. Every now and again, we'll get on the phone together and be like, you know, a normal person goes downstairs,
Well, my son sings songs about lonely.
lonely chips. It's a lot of space. I love that. That's what everybody says when they see this apartment. It's got a lot of space. In other words, you didn't furnish it very well.
All right, there's nothing on
You're
that
having
train
dinner.
now.
Oh yeah, let's see if you're right, because you're not. Shall we make a wager, sir? That sideshow phony.
I'll wager an F bomb on any video I choose on your channel.
Can I bleep it?
Yeah,
Alicia, throw yourself out the window. Okay, I'll make that bet. What do I get?
you can. I don't know. You gotta come up with something.
You can leave an F bomb on your own
Yeah.
channel. Well, you can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. I didn't get to say that. Eh? Oh. Well, Miss Vale, another rooster in the hen house. Take thy beak. I've never heard that outside of this movie. I'm not sure what that's from.
I don't know.
Bruce, Wayne, Nespa. If anybody knows, leave that in the comments. I don't know what that's from. Most of the
So
time.
is he acknowledging that he knows who Bruce Wayne is?
Uh,
Ooh,
yeah,
that
you are.
dye on the back of his hair is not great.
I would assume that he doesn't really remember killing his parents,
No,
but
no,
that he knows
that's
who Bruce Wayne
yeah,
is.
that's what I meant.
That
Because
he's heard
nobody
of him.
apparently knows who
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne is in this. Although he didn't know him by
But
sight, so that's consistent.
yeah, that's consistent. He had started to lose it. Oh, I didn't get to say I like him already. Rotary phone. See the train until he's 2 feet from him. I forgot about that line. You know what happened to this guy, Jack? Made mistakes, and then he had to get his lights out. Come on, let's get nuts! Tell me something, my friend. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? What? I always ask that of all my prey.
Except for
I
everybody
just like
else
the
in
sound of
this
it.
movie before this scene.
Never rub another man's rhubarb.
Also, I wish that didn't come back because that's such a genuine what, kind of like at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Somebody always gets in the way. I'm only laughing on the outside. My smile is just skin deep. If you could see inside, I'm really crying. You might join me for a weep.
You sound like you're reading a children's book.
Yeah, I know. That should be a children's book. I'm gonna make my kid.
I've always liked the dead flowers gag. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, like we're gonna pan over.
Is it coming?
We're gonna pan. Look, he totally drew something on there, kind of like a bat symbol.
No, he didn't. That's just the pattern on it. That's just the pattern on it, pal.
My missed childhood memory. You should have come up with something to wager because you're the one.
Yeah, I should have, but I was trying to say the dialogue.
For some reason, as a kid, I always thought that he like drew the bat symbol on, like, oh, she'll find it and then she'll know. Which I think in my kid brain makes total sense because I think the next time we see her, she goes into the Batcave.
Yeah.
Oh well, not here, but.
And you have to assume. Well, yeah, the next time we see her in a scene with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now she's finding out from Knox that his parents got murdered, and I guess she kind of what must happen. We don't see it. What must happen is she goes to Alfred and says, "I know about the murder of his parents," and then for Alfred, it's like, "Oh, point of no return." Now she's got to know he's Batman.
When really she was just like, "Oh, that's why you ditched me that day. I understand." Alfred's like, "He's Batman."
It's like, oh, I appreciate all this so much more now. I'm not real sure. I still never really understood why he had to lie to her about going out of town.
Yeah, like it feel like I
just to go there. Like, couldn't she just be like, okay, I've got business until 5 in the afternoon or something? Oh, it's cool that we get a map.
Or just, oh well, I'm
maps.
See, I wonder if it's supposed to be like he's a playboy, right? Like it's not just like it's a coincidence that he's going to his parents' grave that day. He would have said that regardless. Because he could have just said, I'll be away for the day. I'll be back tomorrow. I don't think he ever intended to see her again. After he roofied her drink.
Would you quit that?
Why does it need a vault? That can only inconvenience you when time is of the essence.
Or their sons. Because vaults look awesome. You're forgetting that this movie is all about the style, yeah?
I love this because this makes no sense.
I mean, it's all about the look. Yeah, that's my favorite thing ever.
This is this movie's Batman doing the thing with the CD and returns.
Yeah, except it makes less sense than that.
I don't know. You can't do that to a CD.
Are true. He was a thief and a terrorist. On the other hand, he had a tremendous singing voice.
I don't know if gangsters are terrorists.
I can be theatrical and maybe even a little rough. But what I'm not is a killer. I'm the world's first functioning
and you all
homicidal
saw
artist.
me throw that pen into that guy's neck.
but Amaz, festival. Yeah, but I'm not that same guy because look, I have a different skin color.
Remember
now.
all those people with that plot doesn't really match my artistic motif at all?
Tonight I will drop $20 million in cash on the crowd.
Where people just like died all over the city because of the hair care products? I didn't kill those people.
Don't worry about me. I'm fine.
They killed themselves. That makes even less sense. So is only Batman able to see it like this?
I'm
yeah.
The Big Duke Roo with me in one corner, in the other corner, the man who has brought real terror to Gotham City, Batman. I love how he delivers that line. Do you hear me? Just the two of us. Mano y mano. Off my makeup. Now it's time for you. Oh, let's see. That's right. If you can take off yours.
See, this should immediately cut to the newsroom and Knox being like, "I told you Batman was real." None of you believed me. Yeah, you want to draw
Yeah,
funny bat pictures now?
as soon as they build a bat signal, Nox ought to get like this giant raise
Yeah.
and a promotion.
Maybe he does. Maybe that's why he's not in the second one. He transfers out of the city. Retires early.
Or maybe he transfers out of the city because nobody
Wait, does
acknowledges
he
that
make it through this
he
movie
was.
or does he die in the riots?
No, he makes
Oh,
it
okay.
because he's the one who asked the commissioner how do we call him.
Oh,
That's why
yeah.
that's why I referenced that.
Apparently they saw
Footlight
Footlight.
Frenzy. I never noticed that. Footlight Frenzy.
It's supposed to be Zorro. Which I've always thought was weird because I feel like that would be a licensing issue to say he saw Zorro, but sometimes they do it.
Titles are not copyrighted, so you could say Zorro, you just couldn't actually show it.
Oh, I see. Well, I know that comes from Dark Knight Returns.
Really, the first time was Dark Knight Returns.
Oh yeah. Well,
I,
if you actually go back and look at Batman comics before Dark Knight Returns, that's the first one that really puts emphasis on the death of his parents.
oh, okay.
Before that, he's just Dark Knight Vigilante. Like even in some of the darker stuff before that. I mean, this scene in and of itself is inspired by Dark Knight Returns. I mean, the pearls comes from Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, but there is stuff before that talks about the death of his parents.
Yeah, but it's not.
That's
But it doesn't like that's before Dark Knight Returns. That was the starting point, and after Dark Knight Returns, that's his sole motivation type of thing.
Oh,
It
okay.
doesn't come up every story arc like it
Because
does
there's even a
now.
because there's even like a screen test for Adam West Batman where he brings it up.
Yeah. I mean, that was always his origin, but like Frank Miller is kind of the guy that like
Never Dance for the Devil with the Pale
this
Moonlight.
guy is great, and he should have been in
He's
more
great.
movies.
I think it's really interesting that they had a younger guy play him here, and that they didn't just try to make Jack look younger. You really rarely see that with a middle-aged person.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? Where it's like a middle-aged person going to their 20s. Most of the time, you don't recast an actor until it's like until you're talking like either 20s to like much older or kid to like 20s.
he kind of looks a little bit like
Oh, and I
Hugo
forgot to say,
Weaving.
see you around, kid. He does look a little bit like Hugo Weaving, but he definitely has Jack's eyebrows,
Yeah.
which seems to be very much probably why he got cast.
What's weird is
So
he's
yeah,
kind of got the thing around his mouth that Jack has post Joker.
yeah, and he's also got a giant mouth.
I think that guy. I don't know about his acting talent, but I think that guy visually could have been a good Joker.
Oh, absolutely. Or just a mob boss in anything. Or he could have played like Frank Sinatra in a biopic.
How did she get to him? How did he get to her? I don't understand. Well,
Yeah,
actually, her
I
getting
should
to
be saying
him,
this dialogue.
actually, I could see more than him getting to her
Yeah,
because she's like, oh yeah, this stuff isn't really you.
but I don't know what to think of all this. I really don't. Look, sometimes I don't know what to think about this. It's just something I have to do. Why? Because nobody else can.
You know how sometimes normal people
Normal people, they come downstairs, they
and
go
they
to
and
a
they and
job,
they get in
they
their
kiss somebody
and they
goodbye.
get in their bat suit and then they
It's,
go stop homicide
it's not a
maniac.
perfect world. It doesn't have to be a perfect world.
It does. I can't stop until everything's perfect.
I just gotta know. We're gonna try to love each other.
Well, this is fast. I've seen you twice. Like, I mean, I like you, but
But he's out there right now, and I gotta go to work. And like 50% of the time that I've seen you, we were either arguing or you didn't even know I was there.
or it was Andy Kaufman and you thought it was somebody else.
Dramatic posing for nobody there.
No, it's for her. Oh,
Well, we don't know if she's still there,
here's where Batman's a mass
but
murderer,
she
and
might
the
still be there.
line that I draw, and that this movie's not about Batman. This is John McClane with money.
I don't know why I brought you onto this
It's a
commentary.
densely populated factory, man. Even though they're bad
Oh no, I
guys,
know. And Vince and I talked about this, of course, when we did the commentary, and even when I did my rewind, and I still thought it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. I still complain about this.
This, however, is a really cool gadget, and I always thought it was cool when I was a
It's
kid.
neat. Yeah.
Now imagine what would have happened if you dropped all 4 of them. Because that's a big explosion. Also, that was a narrow passageway. How do you turn around?
Well, he did that thing where the car has like a wheel thingy in the middle of it,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then it comes down, and then it spins the car around,
Yeah, he's got
and
that
then it,
too.
yeah.
Returns. Where he returned for
I mean,
nothing.
I don't think we see it in this movie, but
No. But retroactively, we
but
could say it was always there.
maybe that's how he did it. I was actually joking until I realized it made sense. But yeah, you're right. The problem is the movie is so nonchalant about the fact that he just killed all those people.
Well,
Junior Birdman, miss me.
you have to remember, it's the 80s. Like, this is what our heroes did in the 80s.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right.
That'd be great if that was a Thanos copter.
And so, yeah, the Thanos copter. WXY.
Is the fact that Batman's not in the Batmobile like a zinger? Like, is that supposed to be like, oh man, he wasn't there the whole time? I feel like that's not as
Maybe
cool as it's
so.
supposed to be. Or as cool as I thought it was when I was a kid. By the way, really
Hey, you know what? If that's the case, I never thought about this before. Maybe we can just blame the Batmobile for killing all those people. Like, maybe Batman didn't even tell it to do that, and he was like, okay, I want you to drive in there, and then I don't know what he would want the Batmobile to do though.
All right, so 200th
Okay, I was just
is this
kidding.
the 200th anniversary thing, or is this just Joker?
He stole the floats.
All of them?
That's the
Because that's like
assumption I always
one
made.
float, and I'm just saying, $250,000. Where'd that all go?
What do you mean? Where did it go? He's stealing it right now.
No, they said they spent $250,000 on this big event. What did it go to? Because that's one
Oh
float
yeah.
and like 3 balloons.
Well, maybe no. It's more than 3 balloons, but maybe he didn't get all of it. I don't know, Eric. I don't know.
I bet you big balloons are way more expensive than you think they'd be.
Yeah, if each of those balloons is like $20,000.
Also, from what I've learned from Peter David, carrying those balloons is a lot harder than you think it would be. Like, you need like a whole team.
Why did you learn that from Peter David?
Because Peter David told a story about getting to be one of the people that carries the Spider-Man balloon for Macy's.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
You know, something I never thought about until just now, Eric. I mean, I've seen this movie over 100 times, probably. So you're in the crowd and you're looking at these balloons, and nobody says, "Hey, there's these giant gas tanks on the front of these balloons. Wonder what those are for." Doesn't seem like a giant balloon would need a gas tank in the front of it.
That was not a great. I mean, I'm sure it's my DVD quality, but when it cut to like the float coming, like it was grainier than like the rest of the film is.
No, you're right. It was a little bit grainier.
Okay. Another reason this movie's not Batman.
Batman's
not grainy. I like this Batwing too.
There's lots of different
Although
ways
it's
to do
stubbier
Batman.
than I remember it.
Ah, yeah, but I love
I
it.
like that the cockpit shot's basically the exact same shot from Rises.
The recent Dark Knight book, which just got canceled, used that Batwing.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the book.
The one in the animated series is kind of a modified version. It's
cool.
It's a little bit longer.
Who do you trust? Hubba hubba hubba, money money money. Who do you trust? Me? I'm giving away free money. And where is the Batman?
You took your makeup off.
He's at home, washing his tights.
These are
But he already took it
ones.
off.
It's not as impressive when you realize it's ones.
You expect more bills. Ask. And now it's time. Oh, comes the part where I relieve you, little people,
I'm already gone.
of
I'm
the
running.
burden of your failed, useless lives. But as my plastic surgeon always said, if you gotta go, Go with a
I
smile.
like to believe that that was like his normal plastic surgeon before he became the Joker. Like that's not the guy we saw. Okay. So, are there holes in the balloon? Are they filling it so that they're making holes? How is this working? Nothing? You don't have an answer for me?
I'm waiting for more lines.
Oh, I'm just asking.
Oh, you're actually asking me? I don't know, Eric. I've never really thought about it. But yeah, you're right. I mean, like you see the gas coming out of the tanks in the front or underneath them or wherever they are on each balloon. But yeah, there's gas inside and on the outside, I guess.
But I feel like if there was like holes pumped in it, like it wouldn't fly. That guy's a
That guy's
clunker.
creepy. He's terrifying and really blonde.
I think Knox gets a little heroic moment here.
Yeah, I don't think Nox is as irritating as everybody always made him out to be.
Oh no, I've always liked him. Why'd Batman go back into the sky? He was like right above them.
Because it's a movie about visual style, Eric.
Yeah, but they already did the visual
It's
style, and then he was like right there, and then actually
oh,
that might actually be kind of realistic. He had to go like way around to turn
I mean,
around.
because there's all these people getting killed with this, or you know, there's all these people getting affected by this gas, and he's about to just for dramatic effect fly up into the moon so we get a cool cover for the audio CD.
You know what's disappointing about these about all the DVD releases of this movie? It
What's that?
doesn't start with if you're gonna watch a Warner Brothers movie, you need a
Oh,
Warner
I
Brothers
know.
ball cap.
You know, Warner Brothers ball cap. I think Vince and I talked about that.
Which
Yeah.
looking back,
When I watch it, I go back to YouTube there and I looked up that commercial. I'm such a nerd for this movie. I'm usually a geek. This movie I get a little bit nerdy. I watch that and I watch the Diet Coke commercial,
okay,
the Alfred Diet Coke commercial.
retroactively, like as an
Yeah.
adult now, that's really shameless merchandising.
Oh yeah.
Like to the extent where I'm like, I feel like they probably made fun of that kind of stuff on like Animaniacs.
You can't. Yeah, they did. Yeah, you can't watch a Warner Brothers movie without Warner Brothers. And isn't it weird? My balloons. I never saw that in any other Warner's movie.
Yeah, no, just this
Like,
one.
is there another VHS tape that had that?
I never saw it.
Those are my balloons. Like, they made such a big deal out of what company had Batman because Batman was so big that, like, that commercial is why I knew growing up that Warner's owned DC.
Yep.
It's the only reason I ever knew that.
That and we used to have Warner Brothers stores that sold all DC
Well,
stuff.
that's the first reason, and then when you look at, I mean, Batman was the animated series was a Warner Brothers thing because it had the Warner's logo at the beginning of it, and so yeah, he stole my balloons.
So did that guy bend over so Joker could
Why
step
didn't somebody
on
tell
him?
me he had one of those?
Or was he like bending over and
things?
Joker just used him?
Bob Gunn. I'm sorry, what?
When he steps off the float, there's a guy bent over and he steps on the guy to step off.
Moment alone, boys. Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that was like that guy was doing it for the Joker, or if he was like bending over, Joker's taking advantage of him. I feel like his goons are really on point. Like they never miss a step. There's no like hand signaling. That's a really cool shot that makes no sense and is obnoxious, but it's a cool
No
shot.
good reason, but it's awesome. Who cares?
And nobody saw it, so it's not even the inspiration for the bat signal, but it's cool.
Yeah, no, it's not.
He's getting
But yeah,
altitude so he could dive faster.
yeah. Did you know, Eric, that is the box art for the CD?
For the album?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the art for for Danny Elfman's score.
What's the art for the Prince one? Is it just the regular bat symbol?
It's the bat symbol.
Oh, okay.
It's the same cover as the box art, and you gruesome son of a bitch, come to me. It's the
I want
it's
you
the
to
art
do it.
for
I want you to do it.
posters and stuff.
Come on, hit me. This movie rips off Chris Nolan so much. I can't even deal with it. And this is the worst scene of the entire movie.
No, it's not. It's one of the funniest scenes in the whole
No,
movie.
it's not. I mean, it is, but for the wrong reasons. Also, Batman has missiles.
Because he's just shooting
What
and shooting.
missiles do that? What missiles just go pew 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 pew?
So either Batman is a horrible shot, but I love the gun. You can't call this the worst scene because that gun's awesome.
Well, no, this is a separate scene.
No, it's not.
Yeah, we cut to interior Batplane, and then we cut to
Wow.
exterior.
No, that's not how it works, Eric. Oh man. But
That's full
yeah, I mean,
blown Looney Tune
either
sound effect. I,
no, it's just the engine sound.
I associate it with Daffy Duck.
I love all this model work, man.
Those are totally toy cars if you pay attention enough.
Oh no, I know, but like, it still looks pretty
I wouldn't
good.
have noticed if you hadn't told me. No, I might have noticed I was paying attention, but
There was some of that earlier in the car chase too. But yeah, when he's firing missiles and stuff at him, he's either a horrible shot or Joker has the "I'm the main villain and star of this movie" power.
well, you know what it is, don't you? There's actually a reason for that.
What's that?
He's supposed to be dancing and avoiding it, and Jack Nicholson just wasn't like athletic enough to do it, so they just had him stand there.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't remember that. I've read this script, and by the way, but I didn't remember that.
it's I don't remember where I heard that from.
Better make it 10. I love that.
I would give it 15. That's a
I love it. Yeah, it's pretty high up there. Yeah.
okay. So
But yeah, what I was going to say real quick is that the script reads so different from how the film was actually ultimately put together, doesn't it?
I've never read the script. I'd like to read the script.
Oh, read it because it's really interesting. Like you read the very same lines that Jack is saying, and it feels like the late, like mid '80s Joker in comics. Like it feels like just a script for a comic book. It's really
Well, isn't
interesting.
there a scene in the script where like the city goes black and Batman's on a horse?
I don't remember all of that. I'm just saying that reading the dialogue that's in the film is much different from actually getting it with the delivery. So much of what we got was interpretation.
Because I know there was a scene with the horse. Because there's that whole big thing about how um
I had heard that, but
I forget who it was. She was in Blade Runner. Um, but she was cast before Kim Basinger, and then they were rehearsing a scene.
yeah,
She fell, and then they just cut the scene. And I always assumed it would be like the city goes black, like Dark Knight Returns, but I could be wrong. Maybe that's their second date. We just cut that scene where they're horseback riding. All right, so where do all these goons come from?
yeah, that was always my big thing. It's hilarious because like like the helicopter, he tells the helicopter to come back, and they clearly did not know they were going to be here
Yeah, no, he says go
because
to
the
the.
plane crashed in front of it. Like he didn't know he was going to drop that plane. Like there's no way he could have
He
anticipated
didn't know he
this.
had one of those things.
Vicky Vale has a lot of taken off shoes in this movie.
Does she?
Yeah, because she's holding a shoe while she's getting drunk in the hallway toward the beginning.
Oh yeah, right before he rapes her.
Would you stop saying that? Stop saying that. I can kind of get why you're saying it, but it's not funny. And you're offending people.
I didn't write this movie. I'm not the offensive one here.
I just feel the need to say that we do not mean to make light of actual rape.
No, it's just kind of implied by this movie. It's creepy. That's not how acid works. Doesn't work that fast. You have to spray it all around. You probably keep spraying it to make sure it like sunk through.
it's special comic book acid, Eric.
Oh, see, if I was gonna try and explain, I would just said, oh, it's a really old bell. It's like super rusted through. Like it.
If you read that in a comic book, you wouldn't question it.
No, no, no. I'm not. This is the part of the movie I enjoy because it goes ridiculous bonkers.
And folks, I'm of course not saying that comic books can't be realistic. I'm just saying that like in a kind of super heightened comic book, Eric would not be questioning that.
Even in a grounded comic book, you wouldn't question like something like that.
I'm not sure I'd think about it, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah.
There's certain things. Even the most realistic comic books, you can still have Oliver Queen jumping off something, doing a flip midair, and shooting an arrow, and you're like, yeah, he could do that. How cool would it be if there was a shot when they had the spotlights going up and they just saw like Batman in the window and that's where they got the bat signal?
You just really need an explanation for why they thought of the bat signal, don't you?
No, not at all. I'm just saying because when he goes up into the sky and nobody sees it, it would be kind of cool if they did it again here.
I have a bat in my belfry.
You know, I've never noticed this before.
Shall we dance?
And I don't know if this is in any of the other movies. They know how to light that mask. They light his eyes perfectly.
That's a great point. And they light it such where you don't think about the fact that he's got to wear makeup around his eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there, and I mean, you can see it, but when I was a kid, I never thought about that.
I always thought it was part of the mask. It looks like it's part of the mask. Okay, by the way,
Yeah,
so that
but
guy,
it's not. It's painted.
that guy's another crazy kung fu guy that comes out of nowhere.
Yep.
He's got Tango and
And
Cash.
he has those crazy blades on his boots.
That poor guy. I bet that guy had blades on his boots too, and that's why he fell through the floor.
And that's why he fell through the floor. That's awesome.
They all have blades on their boots.
Eric, I could not, for the life of me, come up with something to bet you earlier. I wish I had.
You can come up with it later.
Oh, okay.
My childhood nostalgia. I'll
make you do a commentary with me on some movie that you really don't like.
Oh, great.
No, that's not fair, because all you were going to get was one F-bomb.
And it'll just be me making fun
And I
of
was
the
going to
movie.
bleep it anyway, yeah. Well, yeah, that's true.
It'll be like this, but you won't be saying the lines.
I just want to go... I don't remember what that line is. I don't remember it. Ugh. It's like I just can't go on anymore or something, but it's not that. I always thought the framing of that shot with the hat right there looks really cool.
There's another moment that's about to come up in a minute or two. That's really sexual. And I always, even as a kid, like I didn't know what was happening, but it made me uncomfortable.
Oh yeah. I know just what you're talking about.
It's weird, like even though this is a dark movie,
when she's like kissing his arm and then drops.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Oh yeah.
Even though this is a dark movie and like she even says
it has
earlier,
some adult themes and it has a lot of sexual innuendo.
But for some reason that shot, like to me, I'm like that's a little bit crossing the line.
Well, the reason I think is because of his facial expression.
Maybe so.
It really is implied that something is going on there, and I don't know that it even really is. I just think that they're being ambiguous about it.
That shot there is literally like straight out of a Steve Englehart comic. Actually, the comic where he brought back Deadshot. Yeah, Deadshot staying like that, and Batman does the exact same thing. You need to read that stuff, man.
I will.
I may have problems with the guy, but that's classic Batman.
You Beauty and the Beast. But if anybody else calls you Beast, I'll rip their lungs out.
Last time that joke ever worked. I've seen people do that joke in other movies and TV shows since.
Really? And it doesn't work?
No, because I personally identify it with this movie. Like, that's where I think it came from. Nonchalantly walking by. Hey, I'm here.
Yeah, I think he's doing that just to let her know he's there. I like how she calls him Mr. Joker. Mr. Joker?
But Joker doesn't know he's there. He could have just walked up and, like, grabbed him. She doesn't need to distract him.
Yeah, but she hasn't gotten to do much of anything even remotely all that smart in this.
Well, that's the whole movie. I love that for some reason.
You're so powerful. And purple. Oh, I love purple. Here it is.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about. But see, that expression is there from the moment she drops.
That's true.
And it's not like she has time to do anything. It's like 5
No,
seconds.
no, and it's just for some reason.
But yes, it makes you uncomfortable.
That gag, I'm like, that's a little bit.
You
too
made
far.
me. Remember? You dropped me in the vat of acid or chemicals. That wasn't easy to go over, and don't think that I didn't try.
I know you did.
I know you did.
Wait, that's you? Oh man, I thought you were something completely different. I actually don't hate you. You're not the guy that killed my parents. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's not you. But you can see how I might make that mistake. You know.
I mean, you said the same thing. You know, I meant to. That's kind of funny.
You have exactly the same name.
I meant to check. I meant to pay attention to if his fingernails are always.
They're always green.
Are they always green?
Always green.
Okay,
Yep.
I want to watch.
You killed my parents. What? What are you talking about?
That's funny. The subtitles say, "What are you saying?"
You made me. I made you first. Hey, Bat Brain. I was a kid when you killed your parents. Oh, so was that the only person's parents that you ever killed? How childish can you get? Wouldn't you hit a guy with glasses, would you?
I wish there was more
Of
of
course,
this in the movie.
of course, I'm sure he's put two and two together now because of Vicky Vale, right? Like he knows that's Bruce Wayne at this point. Does he? Doesn't he? Or does he? I don't know.
First of all,
Who knows?
how did he do what he just did, like physically?
What are you laughing at?
But I wish there was more.
If he had the strength to do that, he shouldn't have any problem climbing up that
But
helicopter.
where he's holding.
Let me lend you a hand.
I feel like he wouldn't be able to reach up and. I don't know. But I wish there was more of him just pulling weird like gag
Lend
stuff
you
out
a
of his jacket
hand.
throughout the whole movie. I like that.
Because they do a lot of it at the end. Like he gets a lot more Joker-ish right here in this third act, doesn't he?
Yeah.
They don't make him like they used to. Like suddenly he's no, you were right when you said that there were like different kinds of Jokers, because this does not really feel like the same guy that was tearing up the museum, does it?
I feel like there's 4 Jokers. There's this Joker here, which is the one I like the best. There's the one
down there.
There's the artist. There's the one who's sending the chemicals to everybody, which could kind of be the art thing, but it doesn't really seem like it is. And then there's the mobster. Like there's 4 different Jokers here.
It's time to retire. Feel free to drop in.
Which could be kind of wait, he had a jacket over there. Like where
Sometimes I just kill myself. Yeah.
That line's gonna be ironic in a second. You don't know it yet. I'm telling you, he's Andy Kaufman. You don't even know you set up a punchline, but you did.
Oh man, I love it. You really should do a review and just take that to its furthest extent. Just go as far as you possibly can with the Joker is Andy Kaufman.
No, not the Joker. Batman. Batman's Andy Kaufman.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I meant to say. By the way, it is 4:30 in the morning right now.
It's a distinct literary analysis. You know what? If Tim Burton came out and said that was his take, I would not be shocked. I bet you Tim Burton likes Andy Kaufman.
Oh, I bet so too.
I feel like the rope, I feel like the rope would break before he fell.
Probably so.
I mean, that's not a problem, but that's bad matte painting.
Oh, you think?
Well, I mean, I can tell it's matte painting. It's not as bad as RoboCop, but
yeah, but again, there's a lot of stuff in this that is obviously matte painting, but is kind of supposed to because it helps to make it look more like a comic book.
But that one just looked like they were like standing on a picture.
Oh, okay.
But when they were falling, it looked good, except for right there where the screen behind them shakes.
That's a good point.
Another Peter Pan. This is a weird third date, right?
Eric, you know what I'm going to do to make good on our bet? I'm going to come on your channel and I'm going to say something sickeningly wholesome.
I feel like you've done that before, but...
Well, Well, see, you want to do an F bomb, so I'll do the opposite of that. I've always wanted one of these laughing bags.
I
I'd give my right arm
I
for one of
bet
those
you,
laughing bags.
I bet you they sold those at some point.
I could never find one. I mean, I've looked and looked. If anybody knows where I can get a laughing bag that makes exactly that sound, the reign of crime is over. Public safety
No
is no
laughing
longer a
matter.
laughing matter.
And crime is over until somebody starts sucking our power.
What about us? What about your picture of Batman?
She
See,
did
Knox, I
forget
don't like you.
she was a photographer, didn't she?
You see, Knox. It's not that I don't like you. It's just that you're not super rich, and you and I sort of have chemistry, and that can't happen. Please inform the city of Gotham.
Amazon's got a
Gotham
lot of
City.
laughing bags. I don't know if they make that sound, but they've got laughing bags.
Oh, no, there's laughing bags, but I've never found one that makes exactly that sound.
You probably could
I mean, I haven't.
99.
I mean, I've looked for a Batman for a licensed one. I mean, like I haven't looked that hard for a laughing bag that just makes that sound. But question: how do we call him? See, Knox says that he gave us a signal.
This is the thing in Batman that no matter how many times anyone explains why it doesn't make sense or wouldn't work, it will never go away.
The bat
The bat signal?
the signal across a conveniently passing cluster of clouds.
Or just sometimes it's just into the sky.
Yeah.
Did you ever try to make a bat signal with a flashlight when you were a kid and it just came out as like a black blur?
No, I never actually tried it.
I did.
But then,
I
but
like cut
then,
out a bat and I'd put it on the flashlight. It's just black blur. Kind of like what it looks like in the Christopher Nolan movies.
like I've actually got one.
Oh, like a pre-made one?
Oh yeah, I mean I've got a light that goes on a keychain.
Oh, that's cool.
Um, I took it to every Nolan Batman film. He might be a little late. Why am I? Or I'm not a bit surprised.
He's getting drafted.
Not a bit surprised. Yeah. But anyway, Erica, I took that with me to every one of the Nolan Batman movies, and in the theater. And just before the movie plays, I would shoot it on the ceiling. And every time I did it, the whole crowd applauded.
I think this shot here might be the single most influential shot in the film.
Oh yeah, I would agree with that.
I feel like I mean,
And it's one of those that always stuck with me. I mean,
there's a distinct riff on this in The Shadow. But I feel like even like through Spider-Man, we still get like that kind of glory shot at the end of the hero.
yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, it does seem like somewhat of an obvious thing to do. It's not like Superman didn't kind of have it.
What is Superman's ending?
Well,
Off the top of my, I can't remember.
he always has the token wink at the camera flying through space thing at the end.
That's not what he does in the movies, is it?
But no. But that's what I'm saying. In the movies, he like flies across and winks at the camera.
Does he?
Yeah,
That feels wrong in my head.
yeah. He does it at the end of 1 and 2.
Okay.
I think both 1 and 2, and then Returns tried to do it too.
Assistant to Mr. Burton is Val Demeter. Assistant to Mr. Kenny is Joe Byrne. Who's Mr. Kenny?
I'm not sure.
Nicholas Pearson and Stuart Godfrey were the key grips. Batman will return in Avengers 2.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well,
So,
apparently Disney might be buying Warner Brothers, so it'll make more sense in a little bit.
Oh man.
I just dated this, by the
I
way,
know.
because when Disney buys Warner Brothers, somebody's going to come back and listen to this. And I'm going to be like, when Disney buys Warner Brothers.
Or when we find out that it can never happen for some reason.
Trisha Fisher.
Well, Eric, how did I do?
You did pretty good. You were a little sketchy in the beginning, but
Well, and you talked over some things where I
know,
couldn't
I'm
really
sorry.
do. No, that's okay. I mean, I invited you on. So there were some places where I just didn't have to do anything. But I think I got quite a bit of it.
the standby stagehand is Bill Daddy.
What do you think? Did I get 60%?
I think you probably got 60%. And I think most of the ones after the beginning, I think most of the ones you missed were either minor lines or it was because I was talking. Best Boy was Bill Thornhill. I don't know who Best Boy is or what that job is.
Yeah, what is that job?
I thought
It's
Bat
the,
Dance was in the credits.
it's not.
Huh.
Nope, they went with Scandalous, which is I think maybe my least favorite song on the album.
I've never listened to the album all the way through. Wow, it takes forever to get to the cast.
Yeah, really interesting.
Wow, Michael Gold's under Robert Wool? That feels wrong.
Yeah, this isn't in alphabetical order or anything.
Yeah, no. Hey, there's a character named
Hugh,
Becky.
Hugo Blick is young Jack Napier. We should see if he ever did anything else.
Blick with a B?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
That's really weird since we were like, he looks like Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, isn't that weird? He's directed and produced stuff.
He has his own company. It's called Eight Rooks.
He's a producer on some minor TV shows.
He's got something coming out this year, or came out this year, called The
And-
Honorable Woman.
Yeah. Huh.
It's his
That's
first
interesting.
acting role.
Yeah.
His last acting role was in something called Sensitive Skin as G.I. Johnson.
And he's not known as an actor.
No, it looks like he's just done a couple of things. In Operation Good Guys, he was Smiler McCarthy.
Wow.
How crazy would it be if we discovered that there was an after the credit scene here that nobody had ever found?
Well, there's not.
Yeah, wow. An Honorable Woman is a spy thriller that he produced, directed, and wrote. I kind of want to see this.
Yeah, I kind of do too. That's
Oh,
really interesting.
it's a miniseries on BBC Two.
Maybe he's a Brit.
Maybe that would make sense because it was shot in England.
Yeah, it was, and was apparently the largest production shot there at the time.
Which is crazy because you'd think Star Wars would have been.
Yeah.
Hey, there is a menu for this. It just doesn't start when you put the disc in.
Well, everybody, thanks always for listening. I know this is a really strange track, but I hope you had a good time with us. And I should mention that if you've never listened to it, I do have a Batman commentary that I did with Vince a couple years ago that actually has some analysis and more discussion stuff in it. So check that out if you want to hear me be a little bit more serious about this movie. Eric, thanks for bringing your comments to the table.
You are welcome.
And everybody, thanks as always for listening. We sure appreciate it. I am Captain Logan.
I'm Eric.
And we'll see you again next time.